Hey y'all, this is Keely from Orbital Events in San Diego, and I'm here today meeting virtually with Garrison from Tina Fake. Can you introduce yourself for our viewers?
Yeah, my name is Garrison, and I play in a punk rock band called Tina Fake, and we play really loud music.
Nice. How long have you been playing music?
Oh man, I've been playing since about middle school. Um, yeah, I played the saxophone in middle school, and I like learned to read music and perform music there. And then I feel like when I grew up a little bit, and you become like an angsty teenager, you want to like play distorted instruments and like distorted guitars and everything. And so I kind of switched over to the guitar around like seventh or eighth grade, and that's when I kind of just started like branching out into that more. Kind of fell in love with it.
Nice. Um, so who else is in your band besides you?
Um, right now it's just me and our drummer Felipe, and we play as a two piece, and we just try and make as much noise as we can, pretty much. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would you say that your biggest musical inspiration is at the moment for your band?
Oh, that's hard. I feel like that's always like I always like want to like be inspired by like other stuff. Like I feel like if I get warped into like one thing, my music just starts sounding just like one thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say like the White Stripes, huge, like kind of just like the early White Stripes stuff that's like fast paced, rocky, kind of like untamed type of style. And then there's some metal influences. Like I love a lot of Mastodon and like the more like riffy pocketed type stuff that they do. Um, one of like my biggest inspirations is this band called 68. Um, and they're another two piece that's just like crazy loud rock and roll, kind of like with like a southern twist to it, I guess. But like this like screamy metalcore two piece rock and roll band um, with
Nice.
like really deep and intricate lyrics. So it's just like you just pick a day. Pick a day. That's when I'm influenced by a different band every day. Like I don't know. I probably need to work on that a little bit to be a little bit more consistent.
No, it's good. It's very good to have that variety, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could collaborate with any musician or group, living or dead, local or non-local, who would it be?
Dude, Johnny Cash. Imagine
Nice.
if Johnny Cash made like a punk project, but like a super low, almost
Mhm.
like emo, dark punk. Like, I mean, since he brought in like Living or Dead, like I had to pull out Johnny Cash. Like,
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be sick.
I'm doing this interview from Tennessee right now. I'm actually on vacation, and
Nice.
so we just visited Sun Records, and I've just been like,
Nice.
he's been the soundtrack in my own brain for like every little street corner we see or every little music club, or we just saw like Sun Records and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, if you could set up a show with other local artists, which I mean is not possible right now, but like when we get back at it, like who would you pick to be in your
Other
lineup?
other local artists. Um, well, so we've been talking to this band Soda Box for a while. They're up in LA, and they're the closest band that I found um, that we kind of like musically kind of like play off each other the most. I almost feel like there's a huge lack of local punk music, um,
Hmm.
and that's partially my fault for not going out as much as I can to find it. But at the same time, it's like whatever. So there's this band called Soda Box from LA that we've played with before, but we're planning on doing some live session studio stuff with them. South Beacons, Felipe, our drummer's band. We always play with them. It's kind of like one of like we almost play too much together sometimes, but I always love playing with them because he's just such a crazy talented musician who just like he'll be playing drums and like the I'm gonna butcher the name. essentially the xylophone, except a different version. What's it called?
A marimba or a vibraphone or
I think it's a marimba.
marimba? Yeah.
But he'll be playing the drums with one hand and playing that on the other, and like create amazing soundscapes, like beautiful looped keyboard stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, we love playing with them. Rain on Fridays, I miss playing with those guys. They're like an awesome girl-fronted punk indie rock band that they have like great melodies and stuff. So
Yeah, they're good.
I think there's a lot of local music out there, but I think every day I'm still trying to learn. You know,
Mhm.
I'm 24 now. I'm like I feel like an old ass man a little bit. Like, hey, let me play with your band. Let me hang out and drink beer with you guys.
So speaking of shows and everything, how are the challenges of like not having any shows recently?
It's definitely made me more social media driven. Um, I feel like I've always had this like disdain towards social media,
Mm-hmm.
and not having shows or anything has kind of been like, well, regardless if you like it or not, like I always say like, screw social media, just let people see us in person.
Right.
Like let people judge us and form their opinion about us, about who we actually are in person. And I think because of the lockdown and because of quarantine, it's kind of like okay, well, this is literally like the only option people have. You have to connect with someone. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no other way. It's either that or you literally can't be in the same space as someone else. So I've kind of bitten the bullet a little bit and like tried to just do more like social media driven music and art and more like businessy things. A few months ago, I started a record label, and so I've always just been like blasting that, called Bone Jaw Records. And so like just keeping up with the Instagram and like social media and marketing with that. Um, Basically, what I probably should have been doing beforehand, but it's kind of giving me an excuse to just be like, fuck it, like put all of my predispositions towards it aside, like we need to do this or else it's not, or else you're just not going to be relevant. You're not going to be seen as an active member of the music community. And so that's kind of what I want,
Mm-hmm. Do you have any new content to be on the lookout for?
Yeah. On October 17th, that band I was talking about, Soda Box, that we like playing with, we're actually going up to their friend's studio, and we're gonna do like a little live stream event that will turn into, hopefully, if it all goes well, we're gonna turn that into like I don't know exactly what the plan is for it, but we'll have 2 live track songs, and then also one song that both me, Felipe, and the other guys in that band all play together. It's a Soda Box song, but we're all just kind of gonna collaborate on it live. And so we'll have like 5 songs to do like a little EP with. And then the day after that, we're tracking drums for the new Tina Fake album. So
Nice.
there's some stuff coming up. But I would just say
Nice.
watch out on Bone Jaw Records Instagram on October 17th for a little live streamed event, just with our phone cameras and stuff like that. So
Nice. Sweet. Yeah. That sounds exciting.
yeah.
Can you basically take us through your guys' creative process when you work on songs? And
Yeah, definitely. I just like I'll basically just sit down and I'll every few weeks I'll just kind of sit down and like a few songs will come out of me in like a very short period of time, and they usually will not be finished and they usually will not be all that good. And then I'll take them to Felipe, and then we play it live and we get a feel for what the song wants to do, what we want to do with the music. And I basically I just come to Felipe with like pretty much, maybe it's like 75% done, maybe it's 50% done, maybe it's 90% done, but it's never finished until we play it together. And like it's never a completed song until we've played it. Even like I would even say sometimes like I love playing songs live before we record them in the studio, because maybe something will happen in a live situation where it's like, oh crap, like that's happened multiple times where it's like we'll either like forget something or add something extra in, and we'll be like, oh, that belongs in the song. Like we want to change the structure of the song to fit that in the recording process, you know? And so, yeah, basically I just finish the song and play it live and play it, hash it around, and kind of just let the song grow into itself a little bit. Kind of take some of the control out of my hands almost, which is kind of cool.
Nice. If you could have anyone direct a music video for you, who would you pick?
Quentin Tarantino.
Nice.
Quentin Tarantino. I'd love to have a Quentin Tarantino themed Tina Fake music video. That would be so badass.
Would, yeah.
We do like cowboy hats and like a shootout and like a bunch of blood, fast cars, like all of that's like maybe some bangs in there somewhere, you know, just classic Tarantino type stuff.
Nice. So name some of your favorite albums of all time.
Can I pull my Spotify?
Yeah.
I swear I don't know like the music I listen to until I see it. Like I have to see my recent searches sometimes.
Because there's just so much music, right?
Oh yeah. That's one of the beautiful things about it. It's just like you're always a student, you know, you're never not learning.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, where do I start? I mean, I gotta give a shout out to like 40 Ounces of Freedom by Sublime. Like, how could you not make that? Like, how is that not anyone's favorite album?
Yeah.
Melvin's Houdini, that's been a pretty huge one. Fuzz, self-titled Fuzz album. It's so hard. I mean, the Chariot Long Live has like, that's one of the most influential albums to me. There's one of their songs on there that's it's called First, and it's pretty much like, it's a really avant-garde song that they did, but it's pretty much a lot of what I wanted Tina Fake to encapsulate. And it's like this really riffy punk rock song, and then just stops into like a spaghetti western, like dun 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 dun, like total like there's whips like whip noises and like flutes and like a choir and like that album. There's other songs on the album that I really love, but like that song on that album was one of the more inspirational ones when it comes to like, what do I think is like a realistic thing that I could create and encapsulate in like a feeling that's like, okay, this is the feel, this is the vibe, this is the idea. Let's vary on that. So the Chariots First is a huge one. I know I'm going to leave out so many. Like there's like Mastodon. Mastodon's like newest releases are pretty sick. I'm like stoked on the new Mastodon. It's like a new album with like a few new songs on it, and then like a bunch of live tracks and instrumental tracks. I mean, let me just, I'll leave a few more in there. I'll get a few more in there. Just, let's see here. I have a playlist that I'm just going to turn to. I mean, Rage Against the Machine, Fugazi, 13 songs. That's a great album. Oh, Check Your Head, Beastie Boys. Like, I don't know, like these, it's hard because each one of them like has like a sacred place to me. Like, each one of these albums was like represents a certain time or whatever. So it's really hard to say like one of like these are just the ones that I love. But I'm probably leaving a bunch out. But those are just some of the highlights for me.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I like most of those albums as well. It's pretty cool. So like where can people find your music?
Just Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud. It's all on there under Tina Fake. And hopefully it's on Apple Music too. I personally have like some acoustic songs just under my name, Garrison Z. If you go on Bandcamp, you could listen to some of my sad acoustic songs, which I want to like do a little bit more of that, a little bit more recording. Hopefully after I'm here in Tennessee for a little bit, I'll like write some like Johnny Cash inspired, more like Johnny Cash inspired storytelling songs. That's kind of the goal.
Nice. Cool. Do you have any announcements you'd like to make before we sign off?
That Tina Fake is still kicking. We have plans to record music, and we have some really cool sludgy songs for you guys coming up here pretty soon. We're going to be releasing all of it on Bone Jaw Records, the label that I'm running right now, just kind of as a fun project that it's actually kind of growing into something a little bit bigger than I expected it to be, which is great. So I think we're going to chase that for a little bit. Off Bone Jaw Records, we're releasing a new Soda Box EP that's already finished recording. We're just figuring out the marketing for all of that. That's about it. Continue to stay alive during all of this. That's a pretty big announcement for all of us, I think.
Nice. So there's Soda Box, there's Tina Fake, and there's South Beacons on your label.
Yeah.
Are there any other bands?
That's it for now. But send me your submissions. If you're like a North County punk band, send me your music. I want to find out about you. I want to listen. I want to hear whatever. Like I want to hear what's out there. But yeah, we're the big three right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer these questions.
Totally. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Keep on sharing music. This is what it's all about, you know?
Yeah. So if you want to hear some of Tina Fake's music, you can find them on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, and SoundCloud. And you can connect with them via Instagram. I'll put the links in the description. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on listening, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.